here we go. First up, you guys may have seen this on late night TV. This is called the ab wheel. We're going to do two different versions, okay? So first up, we have the ab wheel kneeling. What I'll do is, so you can see it from the side, be right here, okay? With a good breath, hips tucked, breathe in, breathe out, making sure to keep the wrists in neutral, okay? And the hips in neutral. So wrists and hips in neutral. And you're only going to go out as far as you think you can while maintaining control. Super important detail. Now, that's number one. That's the ab wheel kneeling. As for the ab wheel standing, it's a much harder variation, but something I think a lot of people can progress to. One of the things you can also do is just do an ab wheel plank, but that's for another day. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to start here, brace, and then back in. And if you want to go further forward, you can, just like that. Okay? So that's the ab wheel. Exercises number 1 and number 2 are done. Another one that I love, okay, it's called a lower ab raise. What you're going to do, okay, with your feet towards the ceiling, your hands, palms down, okay, you're going to act as if you're placing your feet on the ceiling, and then back down. Okay, we call these lower ab raises for a reason, because you are going to target those lower abs. What you're going to want to avoid is that massive sway that you'll see some people do that really takes away from the efficacy of this exercise. There you have it, lower ab raises. Up next, we have the body saw. Now, there's a lot of different ways we can do the body saw. I'm going to show you with the TRX. Okay, you can also do it with the foam roller. Actually, let me show you the foam roller first, and then I may come back to the TRX. So, with the foam roller, you want it right on your feet. Okay, start in that plank position. Push backwards. Making sure to breathe out every time. Just like a plank, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any sway whatsoever in that lumbar spine. Okay? That's the body saw. I'm going to come back to the other versions of that, including pikes, in a little bit. Next, these are great. We're going to do Rockies. Okay? Now I'm going to use a 45-pound bar. You can use a 25-pound bar. You can use weight plates. You can use dumbbells. What I like about Rockies is that you really just have to demonstrate control. For a lot of people, they just don't have that control. So what I'm going to do here, throw my feet forward, sit up tall, slowly lower back down. I'll show you 3 reps, keeping your feet on the ground as long as you can. Like so. Okay, just like that. Rockies, that's a barbell, but feel free to use other variations, dumbbells, kettlebells. We have a lot of options available to you. Next, we're going to do the leg drops. Okay, I'll show you up here since I'm up here. Actually, I'll do them right up here. So what you're going to do here, I'm going to have my hands behind my head, okay, crunching slightly from my torso, okay, dropping my rib cage, lower back flat to the ground. Now, breathing super important here. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Key point here, you're only going to go as low as you can until you feel that you're either A, your lower back comes off the ground, or your lower back, you start to feel it there. Okay, we want to really dial in and feel this on the core. And I love the addition of that crunch from the torso. I really feel like that offers a lot in terms of dialing up that intensity in the abdominal region. Okay? Next, we're going to do the single leg drop. So same concept. Okay, you're going to hold up tall, except this time you're going one leg. Same concept there with that crunch, but this time again, one leg goes all the way down. The key ingredient, wait until that other leg comes all the way back to that starting position before going down. Okay? Single leg drops. Love those. Love those, love those. Okay. Next, we have a bunch of reverse crunches that I'd really like you guys to learn. And then I'll teach you the sword and the stone. But first, let's go over some of the reverse crunches. So we can do what's called an anchored reverse crunch, where I'm basically going to have myself supported by something. Sometimes it's easier if you hold on to something. You can also press here, okay, and then get that reverse crunch. Okay, making sure to combine breathing. One of the things that a lot of people don't do when they do abs is they basically don't breathe. Okay, so what you're going to notice is that either their lips turn a slight tinge of blue or purple, but also that they have to pause frequently because they're not breathing throughout the exercise. I think one of the things to think about when you do this is maybe teach the breathing exercise first, or think about the breathing first. When do I breathe? To maximize the efficiency of the exercise. In the next exercise, we're going to do a reverse crunch hold. Okay, so all you're going to do, breathe in and then hold. Okay, for a fixed time span, making sure that you're not holding too much on the back of the head. Okay, and again, you're going to look for a time span here anywhere. That was 10 seconds, which is plenty. Of course, I just did the other reverse crunches, but you're really going to feel that in the upper abs. You might even feel it in the lower abs. Really depends on what you have more of, either a pelvic tilt or a rib cage flare. So it depends on the person and their posture. Okay. After that, we have the sword and the stone. The sword and the stone is one of those exercises that's super, super beneficial. I think that the teaching point is often lost, is that it's solely from a control standpoint. There's no motion, so just learning that is the beginning part. So I'm going to use a foam roller here, just since I know most people have access to that. What you're going to do is grab tight here, squeeze your hips into neutral, hold, making sure that you're pushing down on the foam roller, okay? Holding that, squeezing from your butt, toes dug in, knees underneath the hips. And holding that, okay? That's the sword and the stone. So very similar to that reverse crunch. Hold it for a fixed time period, okay? All right, so we did the Rockies. Oh, we still have to do the Janda. We have to do dragon flags. We did the anchored. Did the sword and the stone. Do you mind helping, Amber? Yeah? Okay. I have to do a couple. Basically, just could you be my camera person? Camera person. Okay. Just hold it. It's live. Oh. Yeah. You can just take it out if you want. It's up to you. Okay. So up next, what I want to do is show the Janda, J-A-N-D-A. Sorry, I'm getting a little close here. Best done on an elevated surface. So if you're at home, you can use an ottoman. Feel free to do that. But what I'm going to do here, okay, I'm going to get myself in a 90-degree angle. I'm going to kind of dig my heels in a little bit, making sure that my back is flat to the ground and my pelvis is in a neutral position. From this position, I'm going to take a massive breath. Breathe out. Once that air is all the way out, I'm going to come up, hold 1, 2, 3, and back down. Okay? Up, 1, 2, 3, back down. One more. Make sure you're digging in with your heels. 1, 2, 3, and back down. So it's just like that. So again, the concept here isn't necessarily that you need a lot of equipment. Just have an ottoman. Now you can also do this. Let me grab the barbell. You can also do this with a barbell. Okay. Only difference here is that you're going to have a vertical push versus more of a horizontal push. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2. I get carried away. 3. And there it is. 1, 2, 3. One more. Get it all out. 1, 2, 3. And back down. Just like that. Okay? That's the barbell Janda. J-A-N-D-A. Named for a very famous physical therapist. Doctor, I think, actually. PhD. Okay. After that, we're going to go into, let's do the inchworm. Okay? It's another one of those that you can do at home. Big fan of it. The biggest concept that I would think or reckon it is, can also be used as a warm-up. So if you're getting ready for activity and you want to open up your hamstrings, you could do that. So all you're going to do, walk yourself out. Okay? Walk yourself in, keeping your core tight. You can reverse it if you want. Okay? And that can be 1 rep, or you can just go out and back in. A lot of ways to do that. But really love that because you can take it anywhere you go. Okay? That's the inchworm. All right. Up next, we do the Janda, Rockies. We have some body saws to do with the TRX. Let's move this. And the slide board. So I'll do the body saw here first. Using the TRX. I should probably show all of the TRX exercises. But here we go. So the body saw here, I find this a little easier, but it's good nonetheless. The reason I find it easier is it's kind of like a swing. So S5 reps. Again, the TRX body saw, really, the body saw movement is awesome. Really gets the lower abs. You're really challenged to maintain a neutral pelvis and neutral rib cage and not arch. A lot of people are going to want to sag their lower back, and they're going to say if they're doing it wrong, they're going to say they felt it in their lower back, which is not what you want. Another exercise, TRX pike. Okay, so with the feet in the same position, I'm going to get my hands in this position. Okay, we did the oblique pike yesterday. Today is the regular pike. In this instance, I'm going to go straight up. Okay, so what I mean by that is with a breath, making sure to pause, control the descent. I like to say shoulders over hands or wrists. I think that's super important. Okay, that's the pike with the straight legs. Now, the other version of that is knees to chest. Okay, this isn't necessarily a step back or anything like that, but it's another version that I do like, and I find it helps to teach people that kind of contracted position, bringing the knees to the chest. So here we go. And I think that's a great exercise to teach for someone that wants to do the atomic push-ups. That's the one with the push-up and that knees to chest. Sometimes that's called the jackknife. Okay? Up next is a very difficult exercise. I think on my list, let me get you over here. It's going to be a single leg version for those maniacs out there who want to challenge themselves. Single leg version of the pike. So basically here, okay, that's a single leg TRX pike, and obviously both sides. Okay, love that, love the TRX, love teaching on the TRX. Next, I'm going to show you a couple other exercises I like on the TRX. This is also great for fans of the ab wheel. So what I'm going to do, let's do the standing fall out first. What you're going to want to do, basically get in a position which you feel you can stay stable in. Okay, from this position, what you're going to do, tuck that pelvis hard into neutral, make sure that rib cage is down. You're going to almost fly like Superman and have those hands go as far forward as you can without it going into your lower back and without you changing position. Like so, okay? Love that exercise. Now, if you feel like you want to go lower and farther, and or someone's having trouble with the standing position, what you can do, teach them the kneeling position. So, same concept, tuck in, okay? So there you have it. You get the TRX kneeling fall out and the TRX standing fall out. Both are super effective. Okay? Let's see. Is that all for the TRX? I think so. Oh, I didn't do the TRX mountain climber. Let me show that one real quick. TRX mountain climber is good. I'm going to mention this. The biggest thing I want to emphasize with the mountain climber is that you still have to own the position. I think a lot of people tend to rush through and get through repetitions as quickly as possible when we know for a fact that's not the goal. We want to get as much abdominal contraction as possible out of this exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the position at the top for a 1 count. Okay, so here we go. TRX mountain climbers. Drive the toe as well. That'll help. Again, you want to make sure that you're maintaining that position, not letting that rib cage sink and or that low back arch. Okay? So that's a TRX mountain climber. Did the Jean de barbell. We have to do dragon flags, did leg drops, fall out, band resisted, hollow rock, bent knee, hollow rock. Let's do that bent knee, hollow rock, and then we'll do hollow rocking, and then band resisted. Okay? So first up, we're going to do bent knee, hollow rock. Okay? The reason I like the bent knee is for a lot of people, they have trouble stabilizing when their legs are all the way out. So what I mean by that is they try to do a hollow rock, which is from here, okay, and they fold in half, and their lower back's super arched. Okay? That's normal, by the way, but what we want to do is teach them how to own the rib cage and pelvis position from the get-go. So what you're going to do, okay, hands above your head, bend your knees, act as if you're bringing your elbows towards your knees, but you're going to stop short, almost as if you're creating a box, if you can see an imaginary box, at the top. Again, notice the breath, notice that box. Okay? That's the bent knee hollow rock. Now, there's 2 different ones. We have the hollow rock hold, and then we have hollow rocking. Let's show the hollow rock hold first. What you're going to do, long legs, long arms, reaching. Okay? You're going to come up to the top, and the top could be here, but what you're doing is looking for that bottom position or as low a position as you can where your rib cage and lower back is flat to the ground. You feel nothing in your lower back and it's all abs. That's what you want. Okay? That is the hollow rock hold. Okay, next we have hollow rocking. This is where things get really interesting. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep that position while rocking back and forth. Okay, so super important to keep in mind that this is a much more aggressive exercise and to manage your expectations. If you can't do this, that's okay. This is super hard. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to rock without breaking. And I'm a little fatigued, but again, you're trying to hold and keep tension the entire time. Okay? So it's a really great exercise for those looking to learn a more dynamic version of the movement. It's kind of an inverse of a plank, right? So if you're used to holding the plank or the pike, then all of a sudden you go the other way, and it's a different challenge. Now, the hollow rock band resisted is a whole different animal. Okay? What you're going to do from here, okay, with the band, you're going to basically be inside the band. You're going to come up, hold, Okay, pushing out against the band, keeping tension in the outside of the body while pushing flat. And again, you're going to hold this for a fixed time span. Okay, so just holding. Okay, again, fixed time span, making sure to breathe. I like the mini band. I think this is 3/8 of an inch. Okay, band resisted, bent knee, did that. Sword in the stone. Ooh, let's do this. We did the single leg pikes. We still need to do some slide board work. Let's do the band pullovers. We'll use the blue band. Now with the blue band, yellow band, doesn't matter which color, but with the band, you want to get it from a medium-high position. Okay? 2 ways to do this exercise. I can go basically a medium-wide stance, almost a sumo stance, push my hips back from this position, lock that core down, rib cage tight. Okay, like that. Call that a standing pullover. Now, there's a standing alternating pullover. All you're going to do, and I like, again, we did this yesterday with the oblique pikes. It's a little different. You're basically going to work one side at a time, but for 2 reps. Okay, so that way you're not using momentum going back and forth. So, here we go. You'll notice that's a super hard exercise to keep stable. A lot of these have that in common, where it's very difficult to maintain posture throughout the entire exercise. That's pretty much the point, is that you don't necessarily need to move your rib cage and pelvis, but the challenge is to keep that position while your extremities move. Okay? Up next, still got dragon flags. Did those. We're almost there, guys. Oh, med ball mountain climber. Let's do that. Similar to the TRX, okay, is the med ball mountain climber. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our wrists as neutral as possible, shoulders over the wrist. Okay, from here, you're going to bring your knee to your elbow. Making sure to be stiff on that other side. Okay? Can't emphasize enough, really being stiff on that other side is super important. Okay? You don't want to be shifting your weight to one side during the exercise. All right. Reverse crunch. Did that. Oh, let's do the hanging leg raises and the hanging knee raises. So the key concept here is that you really have to avoid the sway. But the sway is super hard and super hard not to avoid, or to avoid. So what you're going to try to do is get the jump on it, and then once you're up, just try to settle yourself before you start the exercise. Once you get up there, hold it, and then we're going to do the knee raise first, then the leg raise. Okay? From here, just like so, okay? Messed up a little bit in the beginning, but again, bringing those knees up without initiating that sway. That's a super key factor. Any comments so far? No? Okay. With the hanging leg raise, this is where things get interesting. You have a longer lever, super hard to hold, and to counterbalance as you move your feet forward to not move backwards from your torso. So we're going to go up, centered, like so. Okay? There it is. Hanging knee raises and hanging leg raises. Not a lot of reps are necessary for those two to be super effective. Okay, now we need the bench. We're almost there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this is our last one before the body saw series. It's called the dragon flag. Let me just get the bench. Sorry. I do like the bench as opposed to the floor. I find it's easier to get your position right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my head up close to the edge of the bench. Okay, my hands are going to be anchored on the bench tight. Now, from this position, you're going to be pushing your hips high to the ceiling, lowering yourself slow, making sure your hips don't hit the ground. Your feet don't hit the ground. No, the other way. Hips don't hit the ground before your feet. Okay, one more rep. You'll find it's just as much an upper body exercise to protect yourself from rocking back and forth as it is a core exercise. But that is the dragon flag. All right. After that, we got the slide board. All right. So with the slide board, I'm going to show a couple exercises. The first one being that body saw. Okay. And then I'll show the band resisted body saw. Let me get that set up. All right, so let's move this back. First up, body saw. Okay, feet on the booties. Here, pushing back. Find this a lot harder than the foam roller or the TRX. The simple fact that the foam roller is on a roller and then this is on a slider, you have to really work hard to change momentum. So I think that changes the game. Let me go over the pike again. A little different here as well. Again, with the TRX, your feet are kind of in a swing. Here, you're not in a swing. So it's a little harder to do this exercise. Same concept though. Breathe out on the up. Eventually try to get your hands to your feet and then a slow descent. And again, the same thing can be done. You can split this up, single leg. Okay, single leg, pike. And then last but not least, this is our last exercise. We have the body saw, but with the band. So what you're going to do, I have the band affixed to a stable position. Okay, I'm going to step inside. It's going to go right on my ankles. Okay, this really gets the lower abs. Step forward carefully. Note that you're going to slide. Okay, careful. Reach forward again. Now, you're really pushing against the band. And careful when you let go. And when you develop that tension against the band, you're really learning how to brace down from that rib cage. Okay, I hope I didn't keep you too long. I wanted to cover as many exercises as I can. What I'll do is I'm going to put together a list of these exercises. If you have any questions, Amber, anything you can think of? If you have any questions for me, please let me know either in the comments or on Facebook. Shoot us a message. Covered a lot of exercises. So I hope you find this useful. I hope you can put these into your program. Change the way you look and feel by training your core in a slightly different way. Have a great day and stay tuned for more tomorrow.